Today you're coming behind the scenes to 2 shoots with the all-new Nikon Z6 III. What are the new features? Well, everything's kind of new. Am I the first one to get this? Wait. That was nice. Hello there. I'm Taylor Jackson. I have photographed over 1,000 weddings all around the world. And that means sustaining somewhere between 60 to 70 weddings for a lot of those years. And not only have I used Nikon equipment a lot, but I've also used all the other brands quite extensively on real life wedding days. There's 75 wedding days up here on YouTube behind the scenes. So if you're interested in wedding photography, come to the right spot. Now, let's talk about the camera. On the outside, the camera looks the same, but on the inside, everything has changed, from the sensor to the autofocus algorithms to the low light autofocus functionality. If you're currently using a camera like the Z6 II, you're gonna notice a significant improvement when it comes to autofocus all across the board. If you're a wedding photographer and you're usually photographing in lower light environments, this camera right here is going to be an incredible addition to your kit. So here's a bunch of my conclusions and short answers. If you have a Nikon Z8, do you sell it and buy one of these? No, keep your Z8. If you have a Z6 II, or a Z5 or a Z7 II, or even if you're still shooting DSLR and you're looking for that moment to jump to mirrorless, I would say that this would be the camera for you if you are in the wedding photography space. It does everything that you need to do a wedding, in my opinion, at a lower price point than the Nikon Z8. The Nikon ZF that I've been using since the fall has been incredible. One thing it does lack is whenever you're using larger lenses like this 50 1.2 or the 85 1.2, the ergonomics just aren't there, even with the additional grip on the Nikon ZF. With the Nikon Z6 III, that's no longer a problem. You can also add a battery grip if it's just not big enough for you, and that battery grip is actually backwards compatible if you do have a Nikon Z6 II or a Z7 II. Another welcome addition for me, this might be a controversial point, fully articulating screen. I love this because I do a lot of different styles of content, and I also do a lot of video coverage as well. So if we are at a wedding day, I'm typically doing wedding photography and also a highlight film. And I find myself using the flip out screen pretty much all day now. This Z6 III does come with an updated EVF, which looks amazing. I personally am a very infrequent user of the EVF now, and I'm pretty much on the screen all day long. That might be what works for your workflow, might not be, I don't know if it's right or wrong. It's just kind of what I've found myself doing over the past pretty much 4 years since switching to mirrorless. Now, one of the differences with the Nikon Z8 versus the Nikon Z6 III is the megapixels. So the Nikon Z6 III, 24.5 megapixels, which in my opinion is perfect for weddings. I also have one of my custom buttons set up to go into APS-C crop mode or DX mode on Nikon. And what that does is it crops inside your camera, so it saves you that step in post if you know it's a frame you're gonna crop, or if you're using an AI editing service like Imagen that I process all of my wedding photography with. It's spelled Imagen, and there's a link for 1,500 free edits with that service if you're interested in the description below. If you just go to their regular website, it's 1,000, so use the link, get those bonus edits, see if it works for you. But that is one of the reasons that I am happy to crop within my camera and set that service up to get my images closer to final, really with no edits at all. And if I was editing my own work still, I would also select to crop in my camera when I'm actually there in real life, rather than doing it in post-production, save myself that step. The ergonomics, the button layout, everything just feels really, really good. And also to add to that, I guess maybe even the most important thing, the image quality, the file quality coming out of this camera is incredible. Not only does this camera use the incredible Nikon Z glass, the new glass, this 51.2 that you're seeing on all the images today, you can also use it the fisheye too. And any of the older Nikon F-mount lenses, there are a lot of them, and a lot of them are really incredible. Some of them have very unique vintage, unique feeling. You can use tilt shifts. It just opens up a wide variety to use through the FTZ adapter. So right now we're using the fisheye. Now, while we watch this B-roll, I have a question for you. Are your wedding photography bookings down this year, or inquiries down? Or do you just want to book more weddings? Because if you do, we are working on something really crazy and incredible over at Focal. I'm a part owner over at Focal, and we've been doing a test program where we've generated 800 inquiries for 20 different wedding photographers all around the world. That's 40 inquiries per photographer in under 2 months. And some photographers did even better, like my wife Lindsay that ended up doing 40 inquiries in just 22 days. And that's generated $15,000 in new bookings. And that's not even the crazy part. So the crazy part is that those inquiries come in And a salesperson from Focal will actually converse with those new inquiries. So they will be essentially a studio manager responding to new inquiries and actually booking you work. And if you're like me, I really didn't enjoy doing sales in the beginning, and I struggled with asking for the amount of money that I deserve for my work. And now you have somebody working on your behalf to do that for you, which is amazing. I'm gonna put a link in the description. So if you just wanna have your business on autopilot, it sounds too good to be true, but I promise you it's true. And I promise you that it's working for photographers already. Another interesting thing, we did the buffer test. So this is maybe a thing that's unique to this channel specifically. And the buffer test, what it is, we do photography and video coverage. Okay, let's go. Couple coming down the aisle, switch to video, recording. There is no lag. Process is really easy because there's this physical dial, and you move that dial and all of a sudden you're in video mode and you can be recording. And the buffer on this camera is just incredible. You can take as many photos as 10, 15, 20 photos, switch to video and be instantly recording. It is dual card slots, CF Express, as well as SD. And the camera is just really, really quick internally, which is nice for myself and anyone else that does hybrid photo video coverage, like Liam, who's behind the camera right now. Nikon colors overall, I'm sure you've been seeing them on the screen, and I absolutely love them. The WAV files also work in mixed lighting environments, which is a scene that I find myself in a lot, that maybe for getting ready coverage, there's gonna be some incandescent lights mixed with some daylight coming in, maybe mixed with some like LED light or something from a hair or makeup artist. All of those light sources combine to make something that's kind of muddy and not perfect. And I find the Nikon files the easiest to work with in those really complex environments. Also, when it comes to outdoor backlit images, I love Nikon files, and we always kind of joke that fall was like the season of Nikon. But currently it's springtime, and with all these greens around, I'm gonna say spring is also, so spring, fall, and also summer and winter, I guess, are the seasons for Nikon. So all of them. But check out this photo this was from the Z6 II. This looks amazing, right? It's straight out of camera JPEG. Incredible, from Banff National Park. It's nice. Anyways, image quality, always top tier, and all of the lenses that they've been manufacturing. So not only are you buying a camera, if you're looking at this video and you're considering buying Nikon Z6 III, you're not only going to be buying that, but you're also buying into a system for the long term. It comes with a back catalog of great lenses that you can get for less money than brand new glass that can be adapted and work better on mirrorless than they did actually on DSLR. But you're also kind of taking a gamble on the fact that Nikon will continue to produce great things that are very valuable to you as a wedding photographer over the next number of years. And while yes, it is true that Nikon had a bit of a slower start to mirrorless and fell behind a little bit in the beginning, they're back in full force now, and autofocus and everything is comparable to anything out there in the market right now. What is better, in my opinion, is the files that we've already talked about, absolutely. The glass, the physical, the ergonomics of the camera, and the usefulness of the button layout and everything when you're out in the field is also top tier. And the industry joke is that Nikon is a potato, but they are showing that they are, yes, they're yellow. Potatoes are yellow. But they are hitting home run after home run after home run with camera releases. I think it's 4 in a row now. So it started with the Nikon Z9, followed by the Z8, followed by the ZF, followed by this here Z6 III. So if you're looking at this from an investment standpoint, I know there was all rumors of the Nikon's gonna go to business, and that is not what this is looking like at all. This is the polar opposite. They are clawing back market share, and this is echoed in the sales numbers from Japan and from all around the world right now. So know that you're not investing in a system that they're just gonna stop caring about. Know that you're investing in something that they have fought back in a huge way just over the past couple of years. Nikon is not going away. Do not worry, they're back. This camera here is a camera that is going to sell a considerable number of units because it really is great for us as wedding photographers, but it's also useful for so many jobs outside of weddings, whether you are into commercial or you're just interested in landscape photography. This is a camera that is going to help you create the work that you want to exist in the world. There it is, Nikon Z6 III. Very, very happy with this camera. I feel like a lot of you are going to be very, very happy with it as well. It's been probably the #1 request. Everyone saw the ZF come out. They were all stoked for it. A lot of people bought them. I love the way that camera looks, but the ergonomics, if you are using larger lenses, just weren't quite there. Now with the Z6 III, you have that perfect solution. That's all for today. See you next time. Oh, that EVF is really nice.
Maybe I should start using it more.
And don't forget, if you do want to book more weddings and you want to have your business on autopilot and someone generating new inquiries for your wedding photography business and also responding to those and actually selling your services, check out the link in the description. I promise that it does exist, that it's not just too good to be true. Promise it is working already. And it would be awesome if we could get it working for you as well. Link down below to that.